Hello fellow people persons, Nate here for MMO Play, taking a look at League of Angels 2, highly anticipated next step in a League of Angels franchise following the incredible popularity of the preceding game. Said game is still being maintained and up to date, just as a side note, which is great as League of Angels 2 is a slight departure from the original's mechanics, giving fans a second way to play with their favorite characters rather than merely having to choose between first and second generation versions of the game. It is, however, one of the more graphically impressive browser games with fully realized 3D characters and big explosive powers to make the combat feel impactful and fun to watch. Much like the original game, League of Angels 2 is a browser-based RPG with turn-based battles and a huge variety of characters to collect, level, and evolve. Many of the original characters make a return in the sequel, including the angels that once acted as sidebar pets that buffed from a distance. Now they're full-blown members of your party, just as powerful and equally as vulnerable as anyone else in your squad. So, this time around, the game plays much more like a mobile game, with many of the tropes of the side and three-quarter view mobile RPGs, like requiring multiple characters in order to upgrade them, multiple waves of monsters per battle, finding trails of linear battle maps, and so on. It also borrows from other browser-based games like Wartune, with its cross-server systems and guild features that require time and currency investment in order to earn team-wide bonuses that greatly impact your battle rating. In truth, there is little to nothing at all original about League of Angels 2, instead feeling more like an amalgam of other browser and mobile games combined into one. Players won't be at all for a loss for not playing the original, as any modicum of experience with other RPGs will make this one feel very familiar. The lack of originality, however, is not necessarily a bad thing. While League of Angels 2 borrows very heavily from other games, it also refines those systems extremely well, and cleans up a lot of the repetitive and nuisance elements of today's casual RPG. After completing quests with a 3-star rating, they can be blitzed, or repeated quickly multiple times in one go, but it is done for free and completed instantly. Players get several free summons a day, but the cooldown between them is generally much shorter than other games. PvP battles can be skipped instead of having to wait for them to play out, especially helpful in battles where 2 tanks are all that's left to whittle away at each other's health. Even side modes to earn materials to power up characters and gear can be completed multiple times with the click of a button once completed the first time. The progression of power also happens very quickly and easily, with tons of methods to evolve your characters, from gaining levels through EXP, to increasing the strength of their skills, their gear, artifacts, mounts, squad combinations, blessings, and so on. Players are bombarded with diverse and meaningful ways to progress that refresh on a daily basis, but are completed quickly and sometimes automatically. While some players might not appreciate the automated nature of many of the game's battles, more casual gamers, who might only be able to devote an hour or two to the game a day, will appreciate that they can devour their daily potential of power and growth without getting very far left behind. That's not to say there's nothing for those that want a longer-term investment. For a free player, stamina can be recharged up to 5 times a day for 20 cash shop diamonds per recharge, and after 3 recharges, the player is refunded 50 diamonds from a daily quest, which gives a total of over 400 stamina for players to run through every day at the cost of 10 diamonds. I'll go into the cash shop later in the video, but for now trust that you won't miss those 10 diamonds in the slightest. Normal quests cost 6 stamina and elites cost 12, so players can spend quite a bit of their time simply playing through the game's story campaign rather than blitzing for gear if they so choose. While story battles can be automated, it's not as effective as playing manually and choosing when to unleash your skills, so players who are willing to take that time and play out battles manually may find that they can advance further and faster than those who rely on quick blitzes in automated battles. Further, the cross-server PvP is a mode that goes live for the better portion of the midday, and can be completed an unlimited amount of times during that period. While the honor currency earned from cross-server PvP is halved after about 8 wins, this provides another time sink for players wanting to spend the better portion of their day with League of Angels 2, and continue to be rewarded for that effort once their stamina runs out. There is, of course, also Arena PvP, though free players are limited to 5 battles per day. This is the game's ladder system, which should look familiar to anyone who plays these kinds of RPGs before. It rewards you with diamonds as you climb higher in the ranks, and arena currency to buy various items. PvP is entirely automated, which is unfortunate, because I've lost many battles due to a nearly defunct AI spending all of its power trying to outdamage a healer's regeneration when it should be killing the weak rogue that's critting my team to death. Similarly familiar, and also similarly frustrating, is that PvP is heavily weighted in the favor of players willing to spend hundreds, if not thousands, on the game's item mall. The unfortunate truth about these kinds of games is that the item mall is very much unfair. Loads of power is sold for real money, including costumes with huge boosts to stats, socketed gems, stronger mounts, more in-game power currencies, and so on. Players looking to rise in the PvP ranks will have to settle for second fiddle, unless they're willing to spend quite a bit of money, as the huge success of games like the first League of Angels, Wartune, and so on have proven that there are plenty of gamers willing to drop money every month to buy whatever power is necessary to maintain their top spots. No joke, I once had a guild leader who was getting a student loan check every month, and instead of putting it towards her student loans, she was buying items in Wartune. That said, League of Angels 2 departs from the huge freemium player handicap of those games with slow but still very generous methods of earning cash shop diamonds in-game. Diamonds are awarded for clearing new stages, defeating new enemies in the arena, as new milestones are earned, and more reliably, through the daily reward system. There are 5 chests earned as you complete daily activities, each with progressively more diamonds in them, earning you nearly enough for 1 premium summon a day, or those diamonds can be saved to eventually buy some of those same costumes and mounts that top spenders go for. And that's it for this review of League of Angels 2. Be sure to subscribe for more, let me know in the comments what you think of the game.